Hey everybody, better late than never, making sure the audio is looking good here. And I've gone with a little bit of a change here. I've moved my camera. I've got to sort this all out. I don't know if I'm going to have like monitors all over the place. And I've got three in front of me, but like I have one here, one here, one here. I'm thinking I might have to stack them and do something creative so I'm not always looking off to the side. But it's here now, and that's where my main thing is, where I'm going to be looking at stuff. So with all that being said, yeah, it looks fine to me. I'm going to pull up the system, and we are going to start talking about some weather stuff, which we already do have. The Skycam looking, look at it, it's the Senlaw Broadcasting Skycam, and we're actually talking about putting some other ones up. I also have been checking. I don't think it's totally operational yet, but the second one is going up today or maybe Monday, and then these are going to start rolling out. And yes, the second one's going to be in Alexandria, but I do want you to know that we are going to be pushing these out into other communities, so that's something I'm going to have a big push for here fairly soon. But I don't want to say cities, I don't want to get into anything just yet, but I want to have them in every parish, in every town. I mean, I want them everywhere, because these things have been just awesome to look at. And look at that view out there today, looking out to the west, kind of down across MacArthur toward 28. We have temperatures in the mid 80s. So the first cold front came through. That second one has not made it through yet, but the dew point's at 58. Winds from the south at about, or I'm sorry, from now, they're not from the south anymore. Actually, they are just about to shift to the north later this evening. So south still now, north later on. Yeah, we'll get there. Clouds, high clouds, you can see those. They barely show up on a visible satellite. Those are moving in from the west. I do know that. And that's just some pretty serious clouds. So nothing rain-wise. Those deeper clouds are off to the east. Now check this out. I know we just had a good rain yesterday. I had 0.62 inches at the house. I know some places had well over 2 inches, some radar estimates over 3. But look at this. This is the soil moisture. And what we have here is a product that goes out about 15 hours, I think is what it is. And this is going to show the change. Now, there's not a lot of change, but I don't want to confuse you here. And I'm trying to figure this out myself. But I believe what we're seeing here is the runoff that's going to be happening. So as we go in through the future here, you can see we see a little bit more moisture, but still soil moisture levels below 10% from Alexandria toward Faraday. You can see those drier splotches all throughout central Louisiana. Best areas up here to our northwest, and then down toward Lake Charles, where we've seen some more rain recently, but definitely still very dry at the house. And that's why we have those red flag warnings. That's why we have high fire danger through the weekend and beyond. Temperatures right now, mid 80s, low 80s to the northeast, mid 80s for most. I just came in from New Orleans, actually. Picked my stepson up down there. And it was actually in New Orleans pretty nice. So you know we're getting toward fall when it's not just a steam bath down there. Look at the fancy graphic. Football spinning there for Friday Night Lights. You are lucky if you're going to be attending football games tonight. Temperatures fall into the mid 70s. Dew points are going to stay in the 50s, so it's going to be plenty comfortable. I don't even think you're going to need the blankets out there, but it's going to be much cooler than it has been recently. So future temperatures, this is where it gets exciting. Okay, I'm going to push the button, make it go. Mid 80s, let's get rid of those. Tonight we drop into the upper 50s. That cold front comes through toward morning, and dew points, this is the unfortunate side of things. This is why the fire danger goes up, because dew points are going to drop into the 20s, and that's very dry air. We're going to see humidities in the 20 to 25% range. So again, for the weekend, in the daylight hours, we do have those red flag warnings. Temperatures in the low to mid 70s tomorrow. I know everyone's cooking gumbo. I know you are, and I'm not even going to suggest it, because you're going to cook what you're going to cook anyway. But look at this. This is going to be that first night, I think, tomorrow night, where we actually smell people making that fire in the house. Can't have the open flame outside here, but mid 40s, upper 40s. Look at this. Faraday, 44 degrees, 49 in DeRitter. Per this model here, we're dropping into the 40s everywhere, so that is a good sign. It's going to be chilly, so as you head out for Sunday services, going to be chilly, and then we only warm into the mid 70s, and I'm definitely not upset about that. I don't think anyone is. It's that whole dry air thing we're not liking. Futurecast, it shows that it's off to the east now. This has cleaned out the moisture. Showers and storms are long gone for a while, but there is some hope. Not for us, though, for right now. It looks like the weekend's going to be good, and then perhaps even next weekend is going to be good, but in between we do have one round of showers and storms that's coming here. Severe outlook, non-existent locally, maybe some storms off to the east today, but we are going to see nothing of the sort for several days. Rainfall does return later in the forecast. I'll show you that in the 7-day, and actually might be a little more robust than than what the percentages are now. We don't like to start 7 days out with a huge rain chance because when you're that far out, things change. We don't want to get too excited right now because it's been so dry. But this 7 day forecast here, brought to you by Bugbusters Pest Control, shows you mid 80s. Then we drop into the mid 70s with those cooler nights and rain chances coming back by Thursday, maybe into early Friday. It's going to warm up and get more humid again, but we'll take whatever rain we can get for many reasons, but especially to keep that fire danger down. Now, I know we are into harvest season for some. I've seen the sugarcane trucks out there, and I know some rice farmers are getting into the field, so we don't, we need rain for some things. It's so tough to like kind of strike that balance, but we're going to take what we get, as we know. But that rainfall, it looks like we're going to see some around Thursday, and then we're going to see those temperatures probably cool back off next weekend. So you got plenty of time to harvest, and then we have several days to harvest, and then we get some of that rain coming back into the area for Thursday. I think I hear a cat knocking on the door, or my wife's trying to break in, but that's going to do it for today. Sorry it was late. I'll be back on tomorrow morning, and we will talk about how gorgeous it's going to be once again, and everybody can send me pictures of their gumbo. That's it for today.